I've got a present for you. Tough guy.
Building. Building. Unit ready. Building.
The nuclear device.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Nothing.
Time is running out.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Building. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Waiting for
Building.
knowledge. Affirmative.
Gentlemen, it's a nuclear device.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Time is running out.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Time is running out.
Acknowledged.
Gentlemen, it's a
Building.
nuclear device. Time is running out.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Time is running out.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
I've got a present
Acknowledged.
for you.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
The humanoids.
Power to overwhelm and destroy.
Creation of the humanoids.
Power to overwhelm and destroy.
Our base is under attack.
Creation of the humanoids.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Objective north.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Report. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Our base is under
Affirmative.
attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Training. Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready.
Engineering.
Training. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready.
Comrade.
Training.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Repairing.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Engineering. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Repairing. Building. Building. Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Vehicle affirmative.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Yes, affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, affirmative.
New construction options.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Vehicle affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Engineering. Affirmative.
New construction options.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancelled. On hold. Building. Cancelled. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle report acknowledged.
Comrade, affirmative.
Engineering.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Engineering.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Preparing.
Comrade, acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
New construction options. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Our base is under attack.
Vehicle acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building. Repairing. Unit
Yes,
repaired.
sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Command and conquer.
Building. Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready. Building. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle report acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Perfect. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Mission accomplished.